Hello there, everyone. This is the long-awaited, or, well, maybe long-awaited for me anyway. I'm not sure how many of y'all have been long-awaited, but whatever. Chainsawman review. Though, first off, I haven't discovered this thing called scripting yet, so for now, I guess for this first segment, it will just be about various things that I just want to talk about that don't involve Chainsawman, but I just think would be, like, interesting or, I don't know, relevant, whatever. The big thing. The Oscars. Holy shit. This is, oh my god. That was some fucked up shit. Listen, all I can say is about two people that I do not know, that don't know I exist, is that what Chris Rock said was fucked up, or at least not cool anyway. It's not the worst joke that's been said at the fucking Oscars. And, like, apparently, well, I'll get to that in a second. And, but at the same time, as someone who's had some punches thrown at me, before by, like, some formerly abusive people, or rather people that were formerly in my life that were abusive, I just don't, I flinched a little bit, to say the least. It's like, I feel like the punch was just sort of gut reaction on his part of someone who's not going through the best right now, mental healthily, whatever, and yeah, it's like, it wasn't called for on that. He could have still said what he fucking said, but, like, I feel like that, I don't really like it when guys in general have this sort of bullshit machismo, gotta defend their woman by enacting physical violence on someone, because that shit historically goes bad places. Now, people are claiming that he's abusive to her. I think that that's unfounded, and I don't agree that he should get his Oscar taken away. Honestly, I didn't watch the fucking movie. I haven't really watched many movies since the pandemic and all, or at least not many movies that I haven't already seen at home on my computer, and the handful that I saw last year and whatnot. Oh man, I should talk about some of that sometime, but anyway, it's a side point. But I didn't see the movie, don't know if it's any good or not. And it's like, apparently John Wayne was, like, restrained at one point, like, for trying to fucking walk up and punch a Native American actress that was like, trying to talk about, like, was talking or whatever about, like, the portrayals of Native peoples in, like, cinema or whatever, and from, like, the, I guess, 60s, 70s, I'm not sure when this was. Time is, fluid in my brain. But, anyway, but, yeah, he's dead now. Fuck John Wayne, he was an asshole. But, like, he didn't get his Oscar taken away. But anyway, so there's that. I very, very much can't wait for next year's hot video game release of Chainsawman versus Chris Rock the Hedgehog at the Beijing Winter Olympics 2008. For the Wii U, Switch, Cube, Super thing, whatever the fuck the future holds. But jokes aside here about self-referencing my own fucking Chainsawman review later down in the podcast, that's all I wanted to say about the fucking, like, Oscars deal. Next up, two things that's going on. In some territories, Netflix is starting to, like, punish people who, like, share accounts. And in North America, anyway, I'm not sure about other territories. Apparently Crunchyroll is, like, ending its free with ads thing that it has been doing for years. That's fucking bullshit. Crunchyroll was founded as a pirate site at one point, back at the beginning of its history. Well, yeah, obviously it's certainly not that now, and it doesn't have to hold to some kind of fucking bullshit illusion of fandom unity. It's like, it's just sort of fucking, like, I remember being a kid that thrived on, the fact that I had to go through ads but could still access, like, say, all of the Hunter x Hunter anime when that was, like, brand new, like, in its earliest handful of episodes, back all the way years and years and years, over a decade ago at this point. And, like, I just, anime is certainly popular, more popular than it ever has been, but, like, it just fucks over a lot of people, man, and that just fucking bothers me. And I have Crunchyroll, and I still have, for the time being, anyway, Funimation, R.I.P. But that's another thing for another day. But, like, I don't know, it's like, if Crunchyroll is going to be the only game in town, then they fucking just need to not do shit like this. Because, like, fucking, what are people going to do if they want the product but there's no availability? And that's honestly, I don't know. It's a big tangled fuck web of bullshit, man. It's fucked up. But, it's there and there. And then, pardon me while I get a sip of water. I'm diegetically leaving that in because an interesting story about it. I got this, it's like this metal, like, Yeti-esque knockoff drink, metal, like, ceramic, whatever, the plastic, like, drink container thing with a lid, whatever the fuck it's called. And I got it at Louisville Pride this last year. Me and the trans dude, Warlock of Satan dude that makes fiction that will be the next episode's first guest host, or like the show's first guest host, whatever. Yeah, ADHD is making my mouth go mush. But anyway, I've been friends with them forever, and they were the person I went to this last year to Louisville Pride. Was fully vaxxed, we had vax cards, etc. But we entered this contest at this tent for VOA Fit. It says Friends Inspiring Testing. It was like a sexual health and education and encouragement of getting people tested, and I think it was tied to a gym. Don't quote me on that. And you could win this or a t-shirt or some kind of shit in a dildo contest, which sounds fucking awesome if it was what that sounds like, but there was no inserting the dildo anywhere. What it was is that it was like a little desk, like little school desk or whatever or something next to the tent, where you put a condom on as fast as you could against someone that took the game with you with their own dildo. Like, it'd be 2 dildos or something, and like to see who could put it on the fastest, to encourage education about sexual safety, which is really fucking cool, man. And it's shit like that why kink deserves to be at Pride. I don't fucking, like, I haven't fucking been out of the closet for 6 goddamn years to be told that I'm wrong for fucking trying to healthily just fucking live and be myself and shit like that while trying to not hurt others and, healthily accept my body and autonomy and sexuality. Kink is part of Pride because Pride was created by the kink community because of sex workers and other such queer people, with defending our fucking rights because, others wouldn't. And fucking, like, over the decades of, like, Stonewall and shit. And of course, all the, protests, and Antifa stuff of the last several years. But, yeah, kink at Pride, man. That's really fucking cool. I won, by the way, if to wrap up my story about that anyway. I got it in 3 seconds. My friend, like, took 8 seconds or something. And there's no salt or whatever, and I think they went ahead and, like, got a t-shirt anyway or something or whatever there. Like, because most of the time we just get the free shit. The best thing about Prides is that you can get all sorts of free shit. You at least usually, at some Prides, depending. Now, you always ask, of course, and make sure. And, there's, like usually from businesses or things associated with, like, college queer clubs, because I've been part of those back in the day and shit. And so, yeah, it's always fun to get, like, cool free shit, and also pay for some neat little arts and crafts, or have some money to, get a beer, or get a fucking gyro or something. But anyway, the most strange thing that I saw at that Pride was I think I have the business card somewhere, but I'm too fucking lazy to get it. Um, there was an influencer there, except the influencer was not a human. And I don't mean they sold NFTs. I mean they were a fucking goose. They were a fucking goose. They had, like, their owner and, like, whatever was there, and she was very nice, and I got to, say hi to the duck and pet it on the head when she held it or whatever, picked it up for me. But it was just running around basically free, and it had an entourage of, like, free fucking Fleetwood Mac motherfuckers that, like, with, like, fucking iPhones and shit and cameras and fucking, like selfie sticks trailing behind, and this duck had beads around its neck, like I said, to show its goose tits or whatever. I don't know its gender. Tits can be on anyone's gender as long as they have tits. Everyone has tits. But anyway, so yeah, that was one of the strangest things I've ever seen at a Pride event, and it was especially funny as hell because me and my friend had, like, taken these CBD edibles, and we were already fucking high. We had already smoked a bunch of weed, and, like, I was drunk also or whatever. And then we had these free sample, like, 2 little gummies a piece of CBD edibles that were so fucking strong, and I fucking crashed out fucking next to the river. Oh man, it was quite a fucking show. And my friend Chick Falcon from the Daddy Sisters played and shit. They're a band from Bowling Green, the city next to me. Bowling Green has so many trans people, so many fucking, like, kick-ass, like, trans masks and trans NBs. Yeah, fucking Bowling Green is fucking kick-ass. I don't live there, but I was birthed there, so whatever. Anyway, I would love to have Chick Falcon on the show. We're more acquaintances, but anyway, we haven't had much time to hang out individually, but whenever we see each other, she's really nice, and she's very talkative, and, like, huggy or whatever, and if you ask or whatever, or at least she was for me anyway. She's really cool. But anyway, so yeah, that's the pre-game story time mostly out of the way. At the end, there is a alternative ending that I've recorded. Now, please bear with me. I'm pretty new to editing sound, let alone multiple sounds together. And I've only been taking guitar classes and music class, whatever, for like a year. So my time signatures are really fucked up. But, or at least my way of, like, syncing, like, lyrics to instrumentals. But there is going to be an alternative ending today, because it just feels like it fits the theme of what the series is, even though it's not quite so literal to what the lyrics are, per se. I have done a short little reading of a couplet of sorts, one lyric from the song Judas Priest by, the song, the song Breaking the Law by Judas Priest. And it is, it's a song I really like to play, a song I've always liked to listen to, and of course the inner Beavis and Butthead fan in me fucking loves it. But I recorded me playing some parts of it, and made a little sort of, like, audio samplet bit, whatever, of I think it's verse 2, and at the end it's the intro with whatever, but anyway. It's just a short bit. It's just one lyric or one couplet, whatever. And yeah, it's going to be the alternative outro for today at the very end. So please like it. You don't have to though. It is my first, I guess, first full time putting a single song out there as me as a musician, technically. Whatever, I guess, minus the time that I've uploaded some stuff like the winter practice here, or like some stuff I put on my Facebook and my Twitter, and just of me performing just some things, just some random bits, just whatever, like for holidays, whatever, or something like that. But yeah, enjoy my one person, technically not quite, that's maybe something that could change in the future, band Cock and Cabal Torture, aka just me, or at least right now. That could change soon. I don't know. That's it's too long to get into. But anyway, but yeah, please enjoy that part. Anyway, this is the before review part, whatever it is. Now let's begin to the review.
Hey, what? Did you hear? No. Whenever you or any other devil or fiend comes back from hell, the last thing you hear, you know what it is? What? They say it's a chainsaw.
Warning, this part is going to contain a fuckload of spoilers for Chainsawman. While I would very much like it if you could sort of, in the mind space of your mind, sit down for a little parasocial one-person chat roulette where you listen to me bullshit around with it, I am going to spoil at least some major things because I just fucking love this series. Oh my god, I fucking love Chainsawman. Holy shit. There might be a time code in the doobly-doo about where you can skip if you don't want to hear certain parts. Actually, I don't know. Maybe. Let's see if I actually commit to that. But anyway. But, either way, I'll probably feel like shit about it. Oh, nihilism. My, favorite longtime friend during this fucking weird hell years. But anyway, let's talk about my endeavors buying this fucking manga. Well, all this started for me, let's see, the holidays of 2020. I really wanted to get Volume 1. And this was at the time when I didn't get any, like, free money at the time that wasn't, like, for gifts for others. And until, like midway into December. And I got some, like, holiday money and used some of it. And I used it for some other things besides this, but I tried to get Volume 1, at least, of Chainsawman secondhand, because this was when, I can't remember if this was during the canal, or that canal incident, or if it was that big boat, that a bunch of Viz Media shit that sunk to the bottom of the fucking ocean. I think it may have delayed a few video games, too, I can't remember. We haven't lived in linear time in quite a while, to be honest, so who fucking knows. If someone wants to, help me, and try not to be pedantic, please, on YouTube, there certainly may be some, but to anyone that helpfully at one time will just let me know or whatever, just correct me or whatever, that's totally cool, man, or whatever. I'm not going to be weird and be like, yeah, I'm right, shut the fuck up, whatever. Anyway, so I got the volume. I don't want to name a store here, not only because I can't fucking remember what the store was, like online Amazon store, or also because I think that it's been erased from my shopping history, so I can't even look it up. But I also just wouldn't, just because I don't want to start shit. But anyway, it never arrived. It took until, like, I don't know, February 1st of 2021 when I was like, man, this is really going to fucking suck. Maybe, and also the dates might be wrong. This is just how I'm remembering it. But, it was long after the new year anyway. And at the same time as this, my Cash App card was fucking up because, well, the Cash App card that I was using for, like, saving up money or whatever, like, being gifted, like, money for holidays or just from, if I, like, I don't know, back whenever, it was back in 2020, I painted miniatures for some friends, so that's what I also got money on it for. But anyway, a long time ago, long story, next time, whatever, or some other time, I'll probably talk about that. But anyway, so I tried to get a refund, but the thing is that it sent it to the Cash App card, and I was like, fuck. Because I forgot that was where I had put the money that I had gotten for Christmas, or rather midway through December for the holidays, that previous 2020 December or whatever. And so I tried multiple times to fucking get Cash App to re-verify my account so I could order a new card. And I did everything. I fucking talked to multiple people and was fucking kicked off several times or whatever. And fucking, like, eventually I just fucking gave up because I don't know why, but whenever my card broke, it just kind of fucked with my account. I couldn't verify my anything, picture, ID, etc. And so I was like, fuck it. So there, to this day, is like $14 that I'll just never fucking get that's from that volume. And I never got the volume anyway. This also happened to a Yu-Gi-Oh card but that was only like $1.45, so who gives a rat's ass in the long run? But so yeah, but I just waited. I was like, oh, maybe they'll get reprinted, maybe they'll get reprinted, maybe they'll get reprinted, and then they get reprinted. Fuck yeah, it got printed at the end of this last year, and I've been slowly collecting them, and I finished my collection like earlier this month. I got like the last big ass load of volumes. I got like half of them in February and half of them in March, and they're fucking. That's what I've been reading, and shit like that. And so, or at least like I've already read them. This has been a little while, though it's still fresh in my brain. So yeah, I'm glad I finally got them, and who knows, maybe one day in the far future of 3020 double X, maybe I'll fucking get it. But, you know, who knows? Probably not, because, you know, I got refunded, and who knows? Who fucking knows? It doesn't matter anymore. I got it, so that's good. Now, this is going to be a sort of incomplete review because I'm waiting for volumes 10 and 11 to come out. And while volume 10 is coming out on April 5th, or at least that's what the Amazon date currently says, and I really want to get it. I don't like pre-ordering, so whatever. And then volume 11, which ends the first part of the series, comes out in early June. And I really don't want to wait that long. So, and while I know some things that happen towards the end or whatever, because fucking just that's the nature of being in fandom, though I've been very good about keeping away from spoilers whenever I didn't have the previous 9 volumes, so, you know, that's pretty good. But, yeah, there we go. That's, I guess, the preamble to this review. I fucking love this series. I have been reading manga for a long time, and I've been reading Shonen Jump manga for a long time, and I feel like that this series ultimately is like the culmination of what I wished that Shonen could be. Now, there's gonna be people that try and fucking say that it's like they'll do the whole Death Note thing where they're like ignore the fact that it was in Shonen Jump and fucking like say no, it's technically a seinen. No, it's not. It's inspired by various seinen, and its closest cousin was probably Tokyo Ghoul. But and even though this is also a shonen, but a very old shonen, Devilman. Yeah, it's like basically somewhere in between Devilman and Tokyo Ghoul, though less problematic than either. Though there's nothing wrong with Devilman with me, and I like Tokyo Ghoul, but Devilman is just fucking awesome. Devilman is like the shit, fucking like that and Sailor Moon and fucking like in Clothes Called Fat by Maruka Ono. Those are my favorite 3 manga of all time now. I've always loved all of those. Hunter x Hunter used to be my favorite manga, but while it's still in my top 5, I feel like that I've like peacefully moved past the series. But again, that'll be for the day that I talk for like 8 hours about fucking Hunter x Hunter. But I keep saying bottom, but anyway. So Chainsawman, a manga by Tatsuki Fujimoto, story and art. It is published by Shueisha / Shonen Jump / Viz Media, and it is a manga about a guy named Denji, a young teen or older teen, whatever. He is basically in a very fucked scenario where a mob or whatever owns his fucking everything about him, and are constantly threatened to fucking kill him. And even though his fucking like job title changes very soon, the one in the like all of his bosses are very much wanting to kill Denji. But his initial boss, the mob boss dude, is just sort of a generic like manga like chapter 1 baddie that isn't even like really around long because he gets fucking killed by the necromancy devil, because this is a world with fucking devils, and Denji is this mob's like devil hunter or whatever, where he uses this little chainsaw dog named Puchita. And so he gets killed by the zombie reanimated corpses of the mob dudes, and so he and his he's chopped up with his fucking dog dude, whatever, his dog chainsaw whatever, and his chainsaw devil partner thing, whatever, his little Pokemon pal. I really want a Pochita plushie. Oh my god, they're fucking so cute. I love plushies and stuffies. Woo. Anyway, fucking estrogen, right? One hell of a drug. But anyway, the chopped up remains of Pochita, who is slowly resurrecting thanks to being mingled with Denji's blood, because devils and fiends and devil human hybrids they can regenerate their selves and whatever and damage from drinking blood from wherever, even other devils. But anyway, Pochita willingly, because he really is like, man's best friend, a true fucking like real ass dog. Well, not real, but you know what I mean. Like decides to, hey, I'm gonna fucking sacrifice the my like heart and like fuse it with Denji's remains and resurrect him or whatever. And so Denji is resurrected. He can now activate the Chainsaw Devil's powers by pulling a ripcord out of his fucking chest. There's always like, it's almost like a henshin device thing where like all of the different human devil hybrids that we see have like this like activation thing where they like pull or tear or in one case blow themselves up to fucking like be, or like another gruesome shit to like activate their devil powers. I fucking love that shit. Oh my god, I've loved Power Rangers ever since I was in preschool, and Power Rangers Ninja Storm for the win. But anyway, just yeah, henshin shit is cool. So his is a ripcord, and it pops a chainsaw out of his head and out of his arms, and eventually learns how to pop them out of everywhere. His elbows, his asshole, his fucking dick hole, everywhere. Not literally, but you know what I mean. So he kills the necromancy devil, and he basically gets his freedom, only to then be encountered by Makima, a redhead chick from every fucking simp's worst, best dream, nightmare, whatever, who Denji instantly falls in love with. And she seems to like him, at least, well, she seems to, but anyway. It's Makima's a very interesting character, but I don't want to actually spoil it. It's a great reveal what happens with her. But, she's a very cool villain, and she's like a girl boss character that doesn't feel like the whole, we live in a men's world, so I have to become a monster kind of bullshit that in a lesser writer's hands in a Shonen Jump manga, that would have totally been where it went, and maybe has in the past, but that's in like other series, but here and over there. She's just really fucking cool. I love Makima. She's not a villain or, well, here's the thing. Makima's a very tough character to describe, despite anything they do. But anyway, but at the very least, Denji likes her, along with this fucking, like, top-knot dude who has a, what is called an anti-mortem with the cursed devil and eventually the future devil and whatever else. Aki Hayakawa. He is another devil hunter assigned under Maki of this devil hunting division in Tokyo that Denji is a part of. And there's also this, well, honestly, I'm going to be frank here, the best fucking goddamn character, fucking Power, who is a devil fiend. Fiends are the reanimated corpses of humans that have been possessed by devils. Denji isn't a fiend because he's a living human that was willingly bonded and resurrected by the sacrifice of his devil. But anyway, yeah, Power is just fucking awesome. She is the blood devil fiend. She craves blood. She craves meat. She hates vegetables like a fucking 7-year-old. And now she has an interesting connection with Denji. Now, you may think when reading like the series that she's going to end up sort of like an Asuka type character, but she's really not. And the natural chemistry and relationship and friendship and maybe even maybe slightly more that she has with Denji, because they're both sort of half human, half devil, sort of hybrids of different ends of the devil spectrum. And they eventually learn to really, like each other's company, and they eventually start sleeping in the bed together. Not necessarily in a sexual context, though, he did get to touch her boobs one time consensually, because that's, of course, Denji's whole thing is that he wants to touch boobs, and he does a lot. But she's just, like, they're not like a couple, though, honestly, I kind of like the idea of them being a couple, but, like, she just, she gets to be both, herself out around others, how she is, but in the private moments that she shares with Denji, she is just this more complete person sort of character where she's just sort of shy and wants someone to, be there for her and whatnot, but not even in a really romantic way. It's a very, it just, this series in general has like a lot of really good moments when it comes to the nature of intimacy between these various characters that I feel like I've never really seen in manga or anime. Even things that are clearly have like footnotes of historical inspiration or outright inspiration in the series. I feel like that its frankness about the ways that adults and like older teens sort of mingle and hang out and get into conflicts, though maybe not quote so literally in real life, and yes, to have like sexual first encounters and whatnot, but also even just the intimacy of just finding someone that you trust that loves you or at least likes to be around you or at least tolerates you enough, and it's like yeah. But anyway, so what I'm saying is Denji, Power, OTP, they're great, and they're like the central three protagonists, these three that I just mentioned, Aki and Power and Denji. Makima is also a main character, though these three, the former three, are the main sort of central perspectives of narrative. There's also the fucking eye-patched fucking badass fucking Himeno. She is, well actually, I'm not sure about, I don't know their pronouns. I could look that up. I don't know. They might be trans, but I think they're referred to as she in the manga, but I don't know. Maybe. Well, okay, they're trans now. Yeah, fuck yeah. What are you gonna do? Fucking fight me, motherfucker. Himeno was trans. NB rep, bitch. Hell, they could be an NB and still use she. Fuck yeah. But anyway, they also have an antemortem with the Ghost Devil. And oh, I love the Ghost Devil. They kind of remind me a little bit of the big fat like fucking pale lady with the black hair ghost lady from the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark live action adaptation movie thing. That movie's a little bit wonky, but I enjoy it. But anyway, kind of like has that sort of quality to it. Except there's also these flower motifs, and like fucking they're great. Now, I'm not saying that they're a perfect person either, but the series explores the sort of flaws that characters have, and it also explores a lot about how characters want to achieve things, what drives them. In the case of Aki, it's the fact that the Gun Devil, which killed a lot of people back in the day, killed his whole family and shit, and other people he knew, along with many other characters who fucking hate the idea of the Gun Devil ever coming back. And that becomes the central through-line plot eventually. After some random like adventures with some other devil hunts, the main focus shifts to hunting down the parts from the mostly dead Gun Devil. And oh my god, the way it turns out in Volume 9. Oh fuck, man, that took me by surprise. I was exposed to like the fucking Eclipse from the 90s Berserk anime when I was like 11 or 12 years old. I've seen some shit in anime, but this fucking really got to me, and I'll probably talk to that about that in a minute because it actually is relevant to another part of my thesis with this review. But anyway, it's this, so they're like hunting down the Gun Devil, and there are all these other various characters that appear. Now, one thing that I like and dislike simultaneously about the series is actually something that is very, I think, refreshing at the same time, regardless if I do or don't like it. Like a lot of darker shonen, and yes, I guess seinen, that sort of were the precursors to this series, there are characters that die off. And a lot of them, in fact. Like, maybe not as, like, actually, yeah, it's probably like Gantz levels of, holy shit, I wish that character was around longer. Though here, these characters are actually fun and likable, whereas the people in Gantz are, like, usually, like, fucking assholes, even though the first 5 volumes of that series was pretty good, even if it, like, went off the rails, but that's another time. But anyway, it's like, there's a lot of violence, a lot of blood, a lot of really fucking fucked up ways that people are taken out. And it's like, and it's not just like the hapless red shirts that fucking populate the backgrounds of the scenes of like that you know that just happen to also work in the devil hunting whatever division, but also like even characters who think, oh shit, I thought they were gonna be around till the end or at least a while, and then they just die and think, well, maybe they're gonna come back, right? And sometimes they do, but then sometimes they don't, or sometimes they get like a disability psychologically or physically that changes their nature in the story. Sometimes they're devils that have antemortems with them, which, to explain again what an antemortem is where you make a contract with a devil by giving up a body part or something that it eats, or rather inhabits and possesses. Again, if you wanted to like look into like say the future devil, for instance, which is a really cool design in the series, then you can have it say inhabit your eye, and that's the antemortem. And whenever you die or whatever, or it's the contract is up, it takes your fucking eye. But and the one that actually gets the future devil is Aki. But his previous devil, I can't remember what it's called. It's like the one with the big fox. It eventually like like fucking goes away and shit. And it's like fuck this. Like it annuls the contract because of like the way that a certain battle goes down, where it gets injured. And yeah, this like now you're going to also notice that a lot of imagery in this series is a lot similar to a lot of different shonens that have been coming out in the last several years that involve spirits and demons, whether it be like anything like Black Clover or even Jujutsu Kaisen and other such. It is like fucking like it's actually kind of funny, some of the very similar things, like for instance when they're looking for the gun devil's like body parts or whatever, they find these bullets or whatever from the gun devil, and it's almost like the Sukuna fingers and shit. But you know, I feel like that this series, regardless of any kind of similarities it might have to the aesthetics that are currently popular in Shonen Jump, I feel like it's done it the best. And I love Jujutsu Kaisen, although I haven't seen that movie yet. I really need to. But I feel like that Jujutsu Kaisen is still comfortable within its limits as being a shonen series. Not to say anything about the author or his quality as a writer. I love Jujutsu Kaisen, even though I haven't caught up on the manga and I've seen the anime. But anyway, but I feel like Chainsawman is a truly great piece of art beyond not just what shonen can do, or even edgier shonen can do, or even any age demographic bullshit you can throw at it, but really like something that I think is going to be here for a while, and I just fucking really like it. And it'll get you. Not only is it really fun and cool, and I love the faces Denji makes or whatever. Like fucking, there's some really good Denji faces and shit. Denji's a really cool protagonist. And it's like, it'll pull your heartstrings, not even when there's blood and gore on the screen, but even when, like, say, Denji is contemplating the nature of the progression of his fucking needs and wants as a person. He goes from being extremely poor with nothing. Like, he's so fucking, like, desperate for food in the beginning, it's revealed that he knows that he can fucking eat, say, scabs or whatever, because that's technically protein that you can fucking eat off your body. Like, how there's, like, a little like a 4-coma omake comic, whatever it's called, in the back of, say, I think volume 1 or maybe 2, where it's him and Pochita out of canon describing how they love cake, but it's just getting some like sugar and flour and milk or whatever and beating it up with just a fork or a stick or something and just drinking it raw. Like, ew, but it's like, fuck, it's like he went through a lot, man. But now he's this fucking kick-ass devil hunter. He gets to feel up all sorts of the fucking hot-ass anime chicks and shit, and fucking, like, gets to save the day and kick ass and fucking tear some shit up, man. Like, fuck, this fucking, can't wait for the anime. Oh, fuck, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Like, he wonders, like, where he's going next. He wonders what does he really want? Does he want the thing that he desires, which eventually becomes physical intimacy with someone, which, hey, don't we all? Or, you know, no, though if you don't, like if you're like ace and like sex repulsed and you don't want to ever do it, that's cool, man. Ace people are welcome here on my show. But he wonders, like, what does he want? Does he want, like, the intimacy? Does he want someone to be with? Or does he just like the chase? Does he like the wanting to do something? Because just like with the cake that was just basically raw, he's had real cake now. He wanted to hug someone, he hugged Makima. He got to, touch a boob from a couple people. That's pretty cool. And consent is always great. Touching boobs consensually is one of the coolest things you can do, man. As long as everyone's, cool on it and shit. And, yeah, it's just... Denji is a very fascinating character, and I fucking like how forward he is. There's no oh my god, but I touched a boob. What would they think? They'll think that I'm a hentai sama or hentai OG or whatever. Fucking, just the whole series is actually really frank about shit like that, and there are some gay things in it. Holy shit, fucking. Let me look up her name. Fuck, hold on a second. Ooh, where are you now? Guangxi. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. They are a fucking eye patch, fucking badass, fucking, devil fiend girlfriend orgy having, fucking, she is so cool. Favorite character. I think she's the kunai devil, I think. And fucking one of her fucking girlfriends, one of her girlfriend devil fiends, is holding her cut off severed head and pulls out of her eye patch, out of her fucking skull, a fucking kunai dagger, and fucking that's how they transform. And oh my god, they're so cool. My favorite girlfriend of theirs is the Halloween devil fiend. Halloween. That's what you'll say when you know the dark truth about the cosmos. That's all I'll say. And also around this time when all these characters that I just mentioned, when they're introduced, there's this fucking character just called Santa Claus, and the shit concerning them. Oh, fuck. If you liked the part when Crollo, Lucifer, and fucking Hisoka fought in Hunter x Hunter during the Dark Continent arc back, so whenever, and some of the shit that happened to that, there's some very similar imagery there. And there I go again, talking about Hunter x Hunter, but whatever. I just love this series so much. I love Chainsawman. It's fucking just, yeah, read it. Support the official release if it's available to you, and you have it in your budget, or just do it. Now you can just read it on Shonen Jump or whatever, but I like physical books, and so I finally have all 9 volumes. And yeah, it's just fucking, it's a treat. You won't regret reading it. It's just one of these high tier, high fucking class series that you see once in a blue moon that just fucking make you smile, man. And at least it does me. And that's fucking, that's something that I really hold dear in 2022. And I really can't wait till the next couple volumes come out. And something that surprised me about the series is that for as much as I say it's awesome and cool and sort of yeah man kind of sort of sense, it has a level of maturity, not just in sort of the character dynamics, but when it comes to the nature of people and how people organize, how people connect and talk and communicate, why people hate others, why people fall in love with others, a blind devotion, people who are just there to manipulate you and fuck you over because they know that they can, but they know that you'll be their dog. And it's fucking, it's just this big fucking broiling pot of really fucking cool ideas. And honestly, concerning recent events with the Ukraine, reading the thing at the end with the gun devil where, spoilers, the president of the United States fucking sacrifices a year off the life of every fucking U.S. citizen or anyone living in the U.S., whatever, to the remains of the gun devil to end this arms race that is caused by the known existence of Chainsawman and machinations, you could say. There we go. But and it creates this big giant NRA Evangelion fuck monster of giant gun proportions with a heaving chest of souls and a rib cage and a giant Glock head, and it gets so powerful that it can just fucking like kill people like within a certain radius. It'll pierce the hearts with a bullet of anyone born between the months of, well, I think it's all of the months except for April, August, and October. I could look, but I'm just gonna wing it, because the manga is right in front of me. But I don't know, fuck it. I don't know. The point still stands, and like you see all the names of these people in Japan that the Gun Devil kills on its way trying to get to Makima and the Chainsaw Devil. And it's like, while they're not real people in real life, just knowing the immense loss that's going on in the Ukraine right now, and fucking all of the shit, and just the fact that we live in a world where war is the phone call away for any bored politician that wants to get their fucking boner one chess piece up from the next fucking evil dictator. And it's just, and the way that it corrupts people, the way that it reveals the lies that society and others around you, even that you don't even know, fucking have in terms of like how systems fucking take people who want to avenge or achieve something, no matter evil or good, and fucking will contort them into their own worst nightmare. It's like fucking like this is, I think the scene that exemplifies this is when the characters are sent to hell, where apparently fiends not fiends, devils and devil fiends don't remember their memories of being in hell, but devils' existences are a continuous cycle of death and rebirth on either side of heaven or of hell or earth. I don't know if there's a heaven. Ain't that the fucking thing to say? But anyway, I mean like in the two dimensions in the series of earth and hell or whatever, they constantly shift back between. And apparently even it's said by the angel fiend, who I love. I fucking love that. They are great. Very, very good. Very good. I just fucking love their whole aesthetic. And I totally ship them with Aki. But anyway, yeah, but the point is that they say that the last thing that they remember is the sound of a chainsaw. And it's like, so when they get to hell, and they don't, now that's not really followed up upon here, but they encounter the Hell Devil, who is this crazy looking motherfucker too. Oh, I fucking love their design. And they can like slice people up, but they're still living. It literally crumbles them and looks down upon them as they're fucking shambles upon their floor. But Makima gives the entirety of their body as antemortem to the Hell Devil to free everyone. And it's like sometimes there are people that sacrifice everything of themselves because they want to save someone. Sometimes it's because they want to achieve something. Sometimes it's they want to find some greater purpose to something. But sometimes really all we find ourselves in is shambles, and sometimes we can be picked up, though sometimes the people that pick us up we have to be careful around, or at least that's what I think symbolically that means to me anyway. It's like fucking, yeah, it's like this sort of existence of always being under the heel of someone that either you don't like or even that you love, or even somewhere in between, or it becomes muddled. And your relationships with people change even as people come in and out of your life. It's, and it's like fucking, maybe I'm reading too deep into it, but just like, I feel like, and I'm not even saying all of what I'm saying is contained symbolically within the scene where they're in hell, but just, I feel like that's like one of the parts that stuck out to me when it comes to this sort of feeling of oppression that the series has. And it's like, yeah, and so that's why Denji is the Chainsawman. He is the Chainsaw Devil. And that's why the chainsaw is so symbolically important, because Denji is able to cut through fate, cut through his own destiny, cut through adversaries and all sorts of ways, and that are sort of more about like the psychological implications or whatever. And by psychological implication, I mean he fucking drinks their blood and fucking cuts them up and fucking gets blown apart and cut up. Oh yeah, man. But and so yeah, and I feel like that the series' main two themes are holding on and moving on. And I feel like that the series is like has this sort of balance between those two, where you have characters that want to hold on to something, either it be a trauma of theirs because they can't release it, because how can you when you, say, go through something as awful as, say, what Aki went through, or you hold on to something dear to you, like the memory of someone that you know and love, or you move on and you become, either way, a changed person from your experiences, but you move on nonetheless. You, like the Chainsawman, can cut through your own destiny. And I feel like that is ultimately a good message that the series has. Not to say it has to have a message, but I feel like that's what the chainsawness of Chainsawman is. Like, Denji moves on. People go in and out of his life. He gets to experience some things. But you know what? He moves on, no matter what the setbacks. And he can always bounce back. And even when he can't, it's not like that, it never meant anything. He just cuts through anyway, and that's what maybe we should all do. Find the people that we can hold on to the most, that we love, but we can move on with our own lives and cut through fate and maybe find our own boobies to touch. Lol. Anyway, that's, I think, where I'm going to leave it off for now. I don't want to give away too many more things. Just one last note. Favorite characters that I didn't mention. I love the Bat Devil, the Necromancy Devil, the Future Devil. I love the Shark Fiend. I like the Spider Fiend, though we don't get to see her, like, full Bunkai, super duper form, whatever. And fucking, I love, like, again, Kwangji and her girlfriends that I mentioned. There's also the Bomb Devil, who she's another human devil hybrid, and like she has the best fucking transformation sequence thing, where she has this choker and she pulls on this little ring on it like a fucking grenade and pops it off or whatever, and boom, her fucking head explodes, and there she becomes the Bomb Devil. Fucking goddamn, I love this series, and hopefully you do too. Support the official release where you can, and yeah, hope you enjoy this review and everything. You can get the series wherever manga is sold. Get them while you can. I certainly tried to, because fucking who knows if some other bullshit's going to happen where they're just going to be out of print for like a whole year again. But yeah, hope you like my review and everything. And before the outro cover of Judas Priest Breaking the Law by Cock and Cabal Torture, aka moi, call to action, please subscribe, ring the bell, and check out my Twitter in the doobly-doo. So now, before further ado, before the outro, here is your weekly 5-card tarot card. Really fucking cool, I'm sure, hard. Fuck, I don't know. Your 5-card horoscope. Starting now. The cards from 1, 2, 3, 4 are past, future, and present, with present being in the middle. And then the 5th card marks both of the present cards in the middle. It's on its side. So starting with 1, the first card is the inverted 5 of Wands. The next card, the inverted 3 of Cups. The 8 of Wands. And the future card is the inverted 8 of Pentacles. A lot of inverteds, a lot of wands. And now the 5th card that marks the presence and covers them both is, again, more wands. The 4 of Wands. I'll have to look and see for myself what the hell that means, and whatever kind of system for tarot you use to determine what that means, fair enough. But yeah, there's your 5-card horoscope. Take that as you will. That's a wrap. This is the Lich Witch Octavia, And thank you again. Now, this is the ending of episode 3 of Sit Yo Lich Ass Down. See ya, toodaloo. So much for that golden future, I can't even start. I've had every promise broken, there's anger in my heart. You don't know what it's like, you don't have no clue.